I've told the story so many times, but yet every time I think about it, it still takes me back. It was May of 2010. I was in New Jersey. Got back from a very, very weird space in my life, not sure what to do, where to go. And in May in 2010, everybody was talking about getting tickets to this event called Battle Cry. I didn't know what it was about. It's the first time I heard about it. I decided, let me grab my ticket and go check it out. I got to this big arena. It's called the Izod Stadium in the tri-state area close to New York. And I got out the bus and I went through. As I climbed up these stairs, I was on, I think, the second tier or the third tier. As I climbed up these stairs and those doors opened, it was like a movie. 17,000 young people at the time are sitting there, busy chanting, "We love Jesus, yes we do. We love Jesus, how about you?" And the outside had to respond with the exact same chant. And I stood there and I couldn't believe what was going on. Needless to say, productions carried on, drama. When the drama was done, there was no dry eye in the room. After that, a band came up, Hillsong United. They came and they were singing a worship song. As they were worshiping, I'll never forget, I had this encounter that up to today has changed my life. I was standing with my hands in the air. I did something they call the ugly cry. I didn't care who was there. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care who saw me, because it was an encounter and an experience that I'll never forget. In a way that it felt like my mind, my scalp was open, and God himself was pouring all these ideas, all these thoughts, all these strategies into my mind, and he closed it. And when I was done with that session and that experience, which I call them an encounter, I got back to South Africa and executed every strategy that God gave me. Needless to say, we started something called the Factory SA. It grew tremendously to 1,000 young people every single week, overloaded buses, cars, people coming from Kimberley, Cape Town, youth pastors coming in from all around South Africa and even outside of South Africa to come and experience what God is doing right here at the Factory SA. But then what happened further than that was that we started something called 100% Sold Out for Jesus. It was a conference we have every year. By the second year, we had it in 2012. It's just started, and it morphed into what is now called Sold Out Conference. And 2012, 2013, numbers just continued to increase up to 3,500 people every year showed up to these conferences. 2020 is our 10th year anniversary. We are now taking it to the Ticket Pro Dome. We firmly believe that when we stand together, we unite, we join hands as a nation, as young people in South Africa and around South Africa, we can have an encounter in this room, more than 13,000 of us in the Ticket Pro Dome. And when we come into that room, an overwhelming presence of God will be there waiting for us. And when we walk into that room, I pray for every person that walks into that room on the 6th of June to have the encounter I had 10 years ago, for their minds to be open, for God to pour strategy, for God to pour plans, for God to pour business ideas, for God to change their lives, change their streets, change their areas, change their worlds, change wherever it is that they see themselves. And God will come and change South Africa drastically. I believe this is the beginning of an amazing revival. So you don't want to miss the 6th of June at the Ticket Pro Dome. It's iconic. It's a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. It's an iconic venue where stars from around the world come to perform. But on the 6th of June, Sold Out Conference will be packed with the love and the experience of Jesus Christ. And this is why we call it Just Jesus. And I believe this will be the start of the revival that will change South Africa as you know it. Joblessness will be no longer. Crime will drop, statistics will drop drastically. You don't have to look across your shoulder. Rape statistics will drop drastically, because God will start a revival on the 6th of June that cannot be stopped, that cannot be hidden, like a city on a hill, and God will show up like never before. So let's join hands. Soldoutconference.co.za. Grab your ticket, book your seat, and let's make history.